Hey everyone, welcome to the Avoid the Fish YouTube channel. Today I'll be talking about the USS Arkansas. It's a little bit lighter of a ship review today. We're just going to be talking about how to have a lot of fun, a lot of extra fun playing this game. It offers a unique experience that you don't find at any other tier really in this game. But the secondaries absolutely just beast on this ship. They have good range, good reload rate, and fantastic accuracy for secondaries in this game. But we'll talk a little bit about the history and then my loadout, my commander, and mostly we just want to get into that gameplay because this is a lighter review today. But we'll move on and get into the history right now. So the Arkansas is a Wyoming class battleship that was built. It was laid down in 1910, but it didn't see much action in World War One. It did join the Grand Fleet, but never actually saw action against the High Seas Fleet. And then there was a little bit of history that I'll jump over between the World Wars. But in World War Two, that's where the Arkansas saw most of her action. Notably, she helped shell Omaha Beach during D-Day, and then she transferred to the Pacific, where she helped with Iwo Jima and Okinawa. And then later on in her life, we're just jumping through this history very quickly, but I'd encourage you to research this more in depth because the Arkansas has a unique history. But she was sunk in the nuclear test Baker at the Bikini Atoll. That's the same test that ultimately sunk the Prince Eugen and a number of other warships. So normally we'd be jumping right into the statistical analysis here, but because we're just having a good time with this ship, I'll show you my commander and then I'll show you my build. We won't really go into the stats because we're not comparing it to any other ship. But we're using Willis Lee. He's the American Brawler captain for battleships. I use the whole right column in my build here. I use Brawler, Porcupine, Firefighter, Master Mechanic. Those are all to help me get in close, survive, and also just light people up with my secondaries. Moving on to what this ship comes with. Unlimited damage control parties, nothing special there. And because I have Master Mechanic, I get that fourth repair party. They last for 28 seconds, which is a considerable length for a repair party, and they heal 225 HP per second, and the reload time is 77.6 seconds. These, I feel like I get in close and I start taking damage. I don't think I ever really use all four. I either survive the battle or I die. But they're pretty good. They do help you get in there close. If you get lit on fire, you can repair that damage. Make sure you're using your damage control parties if you get hit by torpedoes on the flooding, because that will really kill you. But moving on to survivability, we have 43,800 hit points with a 13% torpedo damage reduction. I actually use the hood as the inspiration for this just because I want to remove some of that torpedo damage. The hood is the British battleship like anime commander. Moving on to the artillery, I didn't do anything to my main battery. Still the six turrets, two guns on each, 305 millimeters. They shoot at 12.5 kilometers or 12.4 kilometers. Reload speed of just under 30 seconds, and then they traverse horribly at 45 seconds. I usually just turn my whole ship. I don't let my turrets really rotate. I just move the ship so that you get the full broadside. And then the bread and butter of this ship, the secondary armament, you have 21 127 millimeter cannons. The firing range is 5.7 kilometers and a reload speed of 5.6 seconds. They shoot HEs and the chance to set on fire is 6%. That's the bread and butter. That's what we've built this around. We're just going to go in and charge and take out some destroyers with our secondaries. And then maneuverability, 20.5 knots is the maximum speed, 590-meter turning circle radius, and then a rudder shift time of 14.2 seconds. Pretty straightforward stuff there. It's slow, it's large, it's bulky, but it does turn well. So you still will get hit by torpedoes, but turns better than most battleships out there. And then concealment-wise, we don't care about that. We're getting in close and brawling, but it has a detectability range by sea of 11.9 kilometers. And then going over to our upgrades, for the upgrade slot 1, we use secondary battery mod 2. For upgrade slot 2, you could use steering gears, propulsion mod, or damage control systems. I went with steering gears to help me dodge torpedoes, but honestly, all three of those are good for that slot with this ship and the build that I'm using. Slot 3, you only have one option, and it's target acquisition mod. And then slot 4, it has a really nice artillery plotting room mod 2 that you could use, but I used the secondary battery mod 3 just because that's what I'm focused on. But if you want to enhance those main guns and make this probably a much more viable ship, if you want to get real competitive with it, artillery plotting room is really good. It cuts your dispersion of the main battery back by 11%. Sometimes this ship will just snipe people, and other times it will miss them by like a mile. So if you really want to make this ship viable, that's probably the one to go with. But I use secondary battery mod 3 just to have a good time, get in there, cut back on my reload speed of my secondaries. So I've said all this, and I forgot to tell you how to get the Arkansas. The Arkansas isn't a ship that's available in the store or in the ship's menu. It's available in the store, I should say, but it's not on the ship's page. It's on the containers page. If you get the captain's pack, you'll get the Arkansas with it. I believe it's $10. Fantastic value. You get 2 commanders with it too, so maybe you'll get a good commander, or at least a promotion order if you have all the commanders already. But fast forward in the beginning here, a lot of this is just going to be sailing in, and it's a slow ship, 20.5 knots, so I take a couple pot shots here at this Wyoming, but really not focused on the main guns with this build. If you do use that dispersion mod, I think it's called artillery plotting room. If you do use that, obviously your main guns will be a lot better, but I didn't focus on that with my build. I just wanted to have a good time here. Rush and brawl, basically. So I know this St. Louis is coming around the corner up here, so I'm just pushing forward as stealthily as possible. This is a really good map for this because I can push up towards sea without anybody seeing me. I don't take any fire, but I'm slowing back down the gameplay. We'll get spotted here, and there's the St. Louis. I have HEs loaded. I was hoping maybe a destroyer would come around the corner. So I'm shooting HEs. You can see that dispersion's pretty bad on that shot, but already my secondaries are kicking into action. You'll see them start taking little chunks of health off this St. Louis. I've already got 3 hits there, and he's like, oh no, I've got all these shells coming in at me, what's going on? I can't imagine what's going through his mind, but he's taking damage left and right from my secondaries. 13 hits already, just absolutely lighting him up right now. I switched to my armor piercing, see if I can get some nice penetration, maybe a citadel or 2 on him, but he's losing health quite quickly because of my secondaries, and then someone else is shooting at him as well. I'm taking out his guns with my secondaries, just fantastic. This brawler build's a ton of fun. Can't say how much it is, but it's awesome. So I take a shot and nothing happens with my main guns, so let my secondaries keep going to work. He's real weak. Hopefully I can finish him with my secondaries, and it gets stolen. But anyways, 25,000 damage right off the rip here. I've got a submarine, or not a submarine, a destroyer up close on me. I take out his steering with my secondaries. Awesome. He's probably burned his repair party on that now. I'm loading my HE shells once again. My secondaries have cooled off for a second. I don't know, they missed a couple shots there, but they're hitting him again. He's beached himself. He's real nervous, but that's probably because of his steering gear being gone. But I dodge his torpedoes. I turn back to give him my broadside. I wait. I hold my shot. Remember to hold your shot with these if they're not facing you. They're not broadside. And boom, he's dead. He's out of the game. So already lighting people up. Now I've got this Ganget. I believe that's how you say that, is the Ganget up here. Russian battleship. He's got big guns. I'm a little bit worried about it. So I load my APs and I start turning to give him my broadside. Once again, I don't want to rotate my turrets on this ship. It just takes forever for those to get spun around. So I give him my full broadside here, and he fires. And ooh, that hurts. That hurts. I don't know if I'll survive this battle, but I have my shells loaded, and I look at him from 3.5 kilometers away. Boom! 5 citadels. There's the main guns kicking into action. Not too shabby, are they? But devastating strike, take all of his health away in one salvo there. But I'll fast forward this again, getting back into the action. There's I'm not going to try to say that ship, a Russian destroyer up here. So I have my HE loading. Can't shoot yet, so I just have my camera in overview mode so that my turrets are locked back to the right side of the ship. I don't want them to be pointing backwards. I'm going to just open up my broadside again here once I get around this island. Take some shots here and happen to just steal a kill back from my teammates. They took one from me earlier with that St. Louis, so I take that destroyer out of the game. Now there's 3 ships left. We've absolutely smashed this enemy team. It definitely does help when you can just basically one salvo an enemy battleship with your main guns. But there's a Kuma up here. I know that all 3 of these ships have torpedoes, so I'm a little bit nervous about that. But I have my AP loading. Hopefully I can get a couple more citadels here. And yeah, this ship is just fantastic. My secondaries are about to kick into action once again. It's just a ton of fun. You can get up close with the battleship. It's hard to miss. It's hard to not get citadels whenever you're within 6 kilometers of anyone with ships with big guns like a battleship. And I get another citadel there on that Phoenix, and my secondaries are popping off. A couple more shots here, and I finish them off, or my teammates finish them off for me. And yeah, this game's over. There's 2 ships left. There's 7 on our team, but this ship's a ton of fun to play as. We'll end the gameplay pretty quickly here, but hopefully if you're wanting to try out a brawler build, and oh, these torpedoes are coming in, turn, and whew, don't look. we managed to dodge those torpedoes. That is because of the steering gears that I do. It cuts back on that rudder shift. But anyways, it's just a ton of fun to play this ship. A little bit of change of pace. I was getting a little bit tired of Tier 6 and Tier 7 battles, even though I've been having a blast in the Prince Eugen. But anyways, hopefully you guys have a good day, and if you pick up this ship, you have as much fun with it as I do. But enjoy your day and smooth sailing out there.